Welcome back. Our next guest is Carrie Reidelbaugh from the Montana Lifespan Respite Program. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's start off by having you tell our viewers about what the program really is.
Well, the Lifespan Respite Program is really about focusing on the caregiver. And the caregiver is someone like a family member or somebody that's caring for somebody that's either has a chronic illness or aging or a child with a disability. You know, somebody that needs a lot of extra care, and it can be exhausting, and people need a break. And so our focus is to help that caregiver make sure that they care for themselves and know that it's okay to care for themselves and take a break.
Okay, so is there any criteria for who can apply for the program, or can anybody apply for it?
If any caregiver can apply, and a caregiver could actually be a neighbor that lives next door that's watching over somebody. Maybe all their family's moved away, and so they could be feeling kind of trapped if they want to go away and visit their own family for the weekend. Who's going to take care of my neighbor, because they've just kind of have taken that on. And so anybody in that caregiving role can apply.
Okay, so if somebody was interested in applying for it, how would they actually go about doing the application?
Well, we have our website, our Lifespan Respite website, and there's an application on that. You can just go to the page that says Application Voucher Program, and
so it's an online application process.
Yeah, they do have to print it out and send it in, but
so if pardon me, I'm sorry.
They can fill it out on the computer, though.
Oh,
it's a fillable form.
Okay, great. So if somebody is looking for respite care for a loved one, about how much time can they realistically expect to get from the program?
Well, that's a good question, because it really depends. So the program that we developed is a self-direct program, and so we really encourage them to look at their circle of friends, their family, as long as they're 18 or older and don't live in the same household as the care recipient. They can hire whoever they want. And they already know the person. The care recipient probably already knows the person. They trust the person in their home. So it just makes it a little bit easier to ask those kind of friends for help if you can pay them a little bit.
Is there a limit to the amount of time per week or month that they can get? So it's pretty much unlimited?
Well, it's limited money. So our funds are limited. So we can provide up to $600 in a calendar year. So we usually start around $400, or maybe they have a need and it's less than that. So we would just approve an amount to get them started, and then they can come back for more if they had a good experience and they really liked it and it went well.
Okay, great. So speaking of funding, who actually pays for this program?
We are under a grant, federal grant, through the Administration for Community Living. And so this is our second 3-year grant that we're finishing up at the end of August. And then last year they had an additional grant for 1 year. So that 1-year grant ran parallel with our 3rd year of this second grant that we're currently on. And that gave us some extra respite funds. So I lost my train of thought.
Oh, well, with the amount of money with that program, you got the grant with the program.
So we got some additional funds, but those also end August 31st. And so we will have an opportunity next week, I'm hoping. We'll hear about the next grant that's coming out, and it's going to be also a 3-year grant. But it's very competitive, so there's no guarantees. There's 34 states that are going to be eligible to apply for this grant, and they're going to award about 15 to 16 states.
Oh, wow. So. Does it help that you've had the grant in the past, do you think, or it's a new deal every time?
No, I think it helps. I think it helps. Yeah, because they can see what the states are doing and how it's growing and what so I think it probably helps.
In Montana, is there a great need for this? Are you finding that you have more people that need the respite than actually you have the funding for?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And some people out there don't even know they need it yet. So what actually spurred the department into going for this grant? Was it an outcry of people asking for it? I think it's always been a gap in our services. And so back in 2011, I believe the state was approached by ARCH, which is it's our IT support for the grant work that we do. And so I think they were wanting to get Montana back in, because years ago I think we were in a little bit, and then the funding went away and it just wasn't available anymore. And so we had a summit. We had about 75 people that statewide,
Okay.
providers and some caregivers, and came together to discuss, you know, what are the barriers, what are the challenges for Montana as far as respite goes, and what's available, what programs are available currently that have some respite, and are we interested in applying for this grant? And so the director's office was involved with that, and the Aging Services Bureau.
So about how many people do you know are served through the program for the respite services?
Well, to date, we actually kicked off our voucher program in July of 2015, and I believe it's 249 that we've served.
Oh, wow.
A voucher to, yeah.
That's a great number of people.
Okay. And we've been keeping track of the counties that we've served, and so it's a statewide program, and it covers the entire lifespan. So when I was talking earlier about children to adults, I believe our youngest caregiver that we've served is around 22, 23 years old. And our oldest caregiver is 97.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And so for care recipients, they're just a few months old, and our oldest is going to be 104 at the end of the month. So we're hoping he makes it. He's
that's
been
awesome.
struggling a little bit, I guess. But
great.
yeah, it's actually 239 through April.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, Carrie, for sharing this information. It sounds like a really great program. And I'd also like to thank Cindy and Betsy for coming on the show. Until next week, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life. See you next week.
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.